Hey everyone, this is my Patreon-powered reaction to the 18th episode of Zetsuen no Tempest. And last episode, what happened? Well, I think the biggest thing would be the topic of Yoshino's girlfriend. And who was it? We had a very entertaining discussion about that over on My Hero's side of things, just coming up with all sorts of theories. You know, cafeteria lady, maybe he's into older women, or a teacher, or lollies, or just, who knows, really. It could be anything, because the biggest hint was the fact that he wanted to keep it a secret for a reason. A secret from My Hero, particularly, for a reason, so there are all sorts of ideas. However, one man did have a theory that's, I think, more accurate than the others, and that would be the fact that it could be My Hero's sister. And very coincidentally, around the same time period, we have Yoshino actually straight up telling Hakaze the truth. So this could change things quite a bit. This is some very important information that's been sat on for a while that nobody's figured out just yet. And with that episode, things kind of changed. It's a little bit different in a sense because Hakaze knows it's the truth because she heard it straight from the horse's mouth. Had a photo of evidence I think was even showed her. And whereas on the My Hero side of things, it was just kind of a theory that Hanemura gave him. But I think after an initial period of disbelief, I'm sure, he should come to terms with the fact that that is the one that makes the most sense. But I'm sure it's also the one he didn't want to think about. You know, My Hero's a pretty smart guy. I'm sure if it wasn't for the fact that he didn't want that to be the case, he probably would have come up with that possibility before. But anyway, I'm very much interested to see how things go from here, so let's just get into it and find out. 3, 2, 1, play. E-N-I, sayonara nanda. It's so hard to sing along with it, but I tried to do a little bit. Maybe I should just do the E-N-I part and just leave it at that. Because that part I can do without screwing up the rhythm of. Every time I see this part, it just never stops being funny. I mean, sure it will eventually, but it hasn't yet, I guess I should say. Remember back when the show was about just My Hero, Yoshino, and Samon all standing in a triangle form? I remember that. Those were good times. It lasted for so long that I was like, oh, okay, can we hurry up and move past this? But now that it's gone, I kind of missed that time period. You know, that was kind of the most memorable part of the show, just that. I think that will be the part that I remember the most when the show's over. That was just... Anyway, back into it. It could be. Who knows? The important thing is how My Hero takes this theory. That's what I expected. He definitely would. Do you really have to ask? Yeah, we already established the whole Syscon thing. But it's not what he wants to hear. Well, the picture doesn't lie, so... Which is a smart move. Well, don't we all? Let's be honest, I think we all want her back. Yeah, that was the part that I was talking about. Really, this wasn't a very hard conclusion to come to, but... That's not true, though. Yeah, you know, the guy that's keeping this a secret from you might be a little bit biased. Just saying. And Hakaze found this out too, so... yeah, that's a really big question. I didn't even think about that. Well, I thought about that before, but yeah, let's not jump to conclusions. Nothing to. Can't apologize for something you're not sure you even did. Yeah, it's like very well said, Yoshino. Yeah, well, it's possibly the Tree of Exodus' heart, so you can probably relate to Mujirou more. Okay. I kind of remember that as well. And really, we could just let Hakaza die. That would just be silly. Well, that doesn't surprise me too much. I mean, how well do you really know Yoshino? Yeah, he's kind of that kind of person, so. I could have told you that. You know, for a guy that got into this recently, you sure know a lot. I bet. Well, you just gotta try, right? And that's definitely a look. I think that's what we're kind of all hoping for. Well, that, I mean... Yeah, what do you exactly want from him? Oh, geez, that face. Oh, man. I should have chills right now. But that's something I haven't really commented on or really noticed all that much, but yeah, Yoshino has definitely been the most emotionally expressive person ever. Oh, wow. Let's not go there. But yeah, we don't think we've ever seen Yoshino like this. Well, I guess Takahashi got what she wanted. But that was not easy to watch. Yeah, my hair doesn't want to accept that. That's hard to say. Maybe they did, they didn't want to say anything. He's not wrong. Oh, well then. Because he's right, it was extremely obvious, but... An obvious answer that you don't want to find can be difficult to find. Yeah, I'm with you on that one. Because that's very much not okay. The Dancing Princess. Okay. That's an interesting title. But yeah, that was a very heavy first half of the episode. Kinda just crushed my soul there. Or something, you know. Okay. Just kicking him out. Just 3 tables down. Very rude, Mujirou, just to interrupt the day like that. Oh? Am I thinking what you're thinking, or... A lot happened in the past 10 minutes. More intense than like a regular crush. Oh, that look. Cleaning. I guess that's how he copes. Okay. Yes, it's all Simon's fault. That's the real takeaway from this. I guess. Well, yeah, we haven't talked about that much, have we? Yeah, we definitely saw that. What, alchemy? Yeah. It's just, I think everyone at least understands alchemy at the basics of it. suppose that makes sense. Yeah, like well said. Like, what are we building up to? What? What? Well, that was a leap. What? Did I read that right? Oh, did you say a weapon brought by aliens to destroy civilization? Did you really just say that? Is there some kind of rule that you're not supposed to bring up aliens this late in a show? Don't you hate it when that happens? Yeah, why would you do that? Did I miss something? Oh, a test. Huh, that is an interesting idea. Okay, not a terrible plan. I guess so. I mean, nothing good came from these trees anyway. So that's when she locks him up. So what specifically is she going to do that? Oh. That's our major exodus, right? Oh. uh, well, or maybe Hakaze put it on, who knows? But not if it's red magic. No, that would have to be that would have to be Hanamura. But yeah, get ready for the show, guys. Oh, it defended itself. You're not allowed to use defensive moves, so he is really dedicated to that cleaning. Wow. Okay, is that Hakaze? Yeah, that's her hair. That's her beautiful hair. So, this should be interesting. She looks quite beautiful like that. Quick sacrifice. Okay, yeah, let's see what happens when the tree fights back. Oh, this is a great shot. Yeah, this is where things get interesting. You know, for the like spectators of the tree stuff. Well, she very recently came up with a new idea. Yeah, you can't run away from the tree of Genesis. Sure, the tree is boss. Yes, if only you had the willpower, the courage, the mental fortitude. Leave the carpet alone. Well, he attacked. Looks like he did some decent damage. Yeah, this is the kind of thing you whip out your phone and record. Well, yeah, it definitely looks like it did pretty well. But yeah, of course she's still there. I knew she was somewhere. But you're not on my level yet. I got a sword. I bet you're still plenty of soft, Hakaze. Yeah, aerial combat. I think this is a first for the show, this kind of aerial combat. And of course, the tree's on her side, so she has a bit of an advantage because of that. So that's the conclusion you came to. Okay, yeah, this is the dance the title was talking about. I shall dance for your love. You know, dance with another man for him. Just silly hat. That's a good question. Dancing princess? Yeah, it's not really a witch outfit. Yeah, I mean, been aware for that before, but that sounds like it could be fitted. Boy, Junichiro just got locked up. Define a while. Well, I thought so until you said that. Now I'm worried. Okay, have fun dancing in the sky, princess. She's already gone, yeah. A missed call from my hero. Yeah, I wonder what he wanted to talk about. I could venture a guess. Well, she's more confronting Hanamura, really, right now, but I guess the overall purpose is confronting the Tree of Genesis. Getting a little tuckered out there. Yeah, he's clearly not on your level still. Okay, so she does clearly want him to improve. Yeah, make it seem so. And yeah, there we go. There's the usual ending to these sort of bits. So, I really am looking forward to the next time my hero and Yoshino communicate. I'm trying to put things together in my head here. Because Hakaze said that she wanted to test the Tree of Genesis, right? Like, what would happen if her will was the defeat of the tree. But then she, like, went up against Hanamura. Which confused me, but I guess it's just a matter of wanting him to improve so he'll be stronger and more capable of destroying the Tree of Exodus, or Tree of Genesis, I guess is the overall plan here. I don't know. I mean, it's hard to pay attention to much of anything after the alien info drop that we got there Like that one line with no follow-up to it. In fact, I want to go back to that just to make sure I read that right. Because this was a heavy episode. But, okay. Yeah, that was the 18th episode of Zetsuen no Tempest. And our first half, it really was primarily the discussion between Hakaze and Yoshino there. And this was pretty good stuff. Because, like I said, Yoshino really has not been very emotionally expressive at all in the portion of the show. Like, a lot's happened to him, he's been thrown into a lot of situations, had to deal with a lot, but he never really seemed to, you know, he never really seemed to be too invested in anything that was really going on. I'm not sure a good way to phrase what I'm trying to say here. But it seemed like he was taking it all in stride, you know, just kind of going with the flow. Like, yeah, I guess this is happening now, so this is what I should do next, I guess. Like, it's, you know, I always kind of feel like that. You know, less, you know, driven by a specific motive than, say, My Hero was. So, that was always an interesting thing with this character. I don't think I've really talked about it much because it's not really the kind of thing you think about, because it's pretty much just like the lack of any sort of enthusiasm, like, you know, what you might expect. So, we kind of got into that with this episode because, yeah, Yoshino losing his girlfriend like that, was a pretty awful, terrible thing. And yet, we've never really seen too much in the way of mourning from him, you know. Like, we've got a little bit of, I mean, we've got moments where it clearly shows he cared about her, you know, especially through the flashbacks and stuff. But, you know, compared to, say, My Hero, who's, like, on a revenge path and all that, compared to that, Yoshino did not seem to care too much, you know? Like, never really seemed to be all that emotionally impacted by it, I guess is a good way to put it. And with this episode, Hakaze, you know, finding out the truth and all that, and being aware of all that lack of emotion from him in regards to it, she was not a big fan of any of that. She's like, okay, no, you're supposed to, like, feel something and express something. It's okay to cry. And then he's like, what good will that do? And then she's like, do it anyway. And then he cries and stuff. So she definitely got through to him. So I guess that's kind of some proof that he does care about her. To care about Hawkins, I do agree, if he's, you know, lets her in enough for her to actually break down those emotional walls and all that. So that was good. I mean, it was pretty hard to watch, you know, sad on my end to watch Yoshino break down like that, because he's always been such, for the most part, a pretty calm, cool, and collected character. So whenever you see this happen from that type of character, it can definitely impact you a little bit. So anyway, my point is it was a pretty good scene, even if it was also hard to watch, but that's how it goes sometimes. And at the same time, we were having a little bit of discussion about that as well on My Hero's part, who, like I pretty much reacted almost exactly how I thought he would, with that disbelief. Like, the first thing he said was impossible. Audie and I, like, just he would not believe that could possibly be the case. And then Hanamura pushed for it more and all that. And people there kind of had to accept that is the most logical answer. Much more so than the cafeteria lady or whatever. Like, that is the most logical answer. It was the most obvious answer. And the fact that My Hero didn't figure it out really just says that he didn't want to figure it out. So, now that it's really been shoved into his face like this, he's kind of having some issues coping with it. Like, cleaning, I guess, seems to be the way he does that. And if that's the case, then fair enough. But he still needs to actually deal with it. He called Yoshino at least once, so they do need to talk at some point. This is a pretty important thing to talk about. Yeah. But assuming My Hero does actually accept that as reality, what does he say to Yoshino exactly? Like, that's really what I'm curious about. Will he lash out at him? Will he ask him any specific question, like maybe why? Why did you do it? Why did you keep it a secret from me? You know, maybe he'll ask some questions. That's a conversation I'm looking forward to seeing at some point. So hopefully we do get that. And okay, now where exactly was the mention of the alien thing? Should be around here. When they started talking about alchemy and the Ouroboros serpents, snake, dragon, god, can be seen as an evil god. It should be around here. But also seen as a benevolent god, blah blah blah. I just love this follow-up line to that. Let us in on your theory anytime. That was because it was a lot of build up to whatever she was about to talk about here. And then she says, all right, the Tree of Genesis is not the god that created this world from nothing, but a weapon to destroy civilization brought here by aliens. That was so out of nowhere. Like, I wasn't even sure what to say to that, but that does seem to be what I thought it was, so... Apparently, the trees have just been here for so long that they're viewed as gods by the people, but they weren't always here. I guess the trees just destroyed the original god, which was represented by the dragon snake thingy that she found. And then they just kind of took over, like, okay, we dealt with your real god, now it's time for us. We're your new gods, humans, so accept that. Now be sure to water us every day and sacrifice tech to us, because we're your new overlords. Like, I don't know. Like, it's just an interesting idea. Let's see. I mean, she mentioned the Tree of Genesis here. She didn't actually say anything about the Tree of Exodus. I don't remember exactly I don't really remember the specific lore about the Tree of Genesis and Tree of Exodus. Like, because she only mentioned Tree of Genesis here being the weapon. She didn't specify the Tree of Exodus. So, maybe I should just refresh myself on what the Tree of Exodus's relationship, what the Tree of Genesis was exactly. I think it was just like, one was like construction, one was destruction, right? It was something like that? I don't know. The show's been... We've got a lot of information in the show, so I think some of it's starting to fall out of my head, but... She only mentioned the Tree of Genesis there as being that alien weapon thingy, so... I don't know. It's still a pretty crazy theory regardless. Hopefully we expand on that later, because that was a leap of logic, so... If that's really the case, I want some more evidence than whatever she had there. And then we got this, like, where Junichiro was locked up. And I also want to go back to what Akaza said here. Okay. She said, I'm considering testing the Tree of Genesis a bit, June. As she gave him that amazing face. If the revival of the Tree of Genesis and all these events are occurring according to my will, it would mean that if I wish to defeat the Tree of Genesis, it should obey my will without fuss. But what she did there was not trying to defeat the Tree of Genesis. It was like working together with it to beat up the Hanamura. That's why I was confused. But I guess it's the long-term plan, I guess, is all I'm really supposed to get from that. But that's something we really need to confirm, right? The whole, does it go by her will or not? Because that makes a big difference, because that's one of the things she was so upset about, is if I could die because of her, that would really just destroy her. Like, that would bother her a lot. So if we could confirm that her will is not relevant, then that would be great. So I hope we can somehow confirm that with this. That would be great, with whatever her plan is here. That's really just been the biggest thing, the biggest topic of the whole show is just like, what is a tree? What are the trees really about, you know? That's really been what everything's revolved around for the most part. And that's when she locked up poor June. Then we had a cool fight between our princess and our mage of Exodus, which is really cool. Pretty cool. Like our dancing princess and all that. Even had a pretty cool exit, honestly. So... yeah, definitely interesting episode, definitely a heavy episode. A lot of emotions, a lot of reveals, a lot of discussion. So, yeah. Thank you for watching, and a special thanks to Cnouki for supporting the channel. If you enjoyed this video, I hope you consider clicking the like button and leaving a comment, because that's a great and easy way to let me know that people want more. If you want to do something big to help the channel, you can support me on Patreon and get nice benefits like early access to certain videos. See you next time.